Today, we're taking a look at a 2015 Jeanneau Mary Fisher 855. With a number of innovative features, this two-cabin 28-footer provides plenty of comfort for weekend cruising. Now, the Mary Fisher is part of the NC family, and NC stands for New Concept. Part of that is the hardtop design, and part are the innovative features like this collapsing sliding door. Now this really opens up the entryway space for a small boat like this. Remember, this is only a 28-foot boat, but look how much room you have to get in and out of the salon. And it's pretty amazing when you think about how much Jeanneau managed to pack into this small 28-foot boat. The small aft galley has a standard single-burner glass cooktop and stainless sink. To the right, we find a small cubby with cutouts for wine bottles, and below, convenient pull-out trays help keep things organized. A small fridge is located forward under the helm seat. But if you're planning to spend the entire weekend on the hook, you'll probably need to bring a cooler. And with a small space, Jeanneau had to be fairly inventive to find unique ways to add versatility. One of them is this convertible seat. Simply slide it forward, pop the backrest cushion out, fold the table over, and you've got a dinette. Now believe it or not, this is a two-cabin boat, and each cabin has its own dedicated door. Very nice to have a door instead of just a curtain. The mid-cabin is quite spacious and bright, with its own hull-side window with privacy curtain. And for the master, it's a pocket door, so it's not taking up any space swinging out into the stairwell. Now here's something you never see in a 28-foot boat, a full Queen Island berth. It's a little bit tight in here, and that's why you don't usually see them. Pull the center cushion out, you can slide the foot of the bed forward, creating plenty of room to walk around inside the berth. It is so nice to have a full-size head on a 28-foot boat, and this one has almost 6 feet of headroom. Above, we find a massive sun pad at the bow, which is often a quiet place to relax away from the busy cockpit. And as someone who spends a fair bit of time on the hook, it's really, really nice to have an extra large anchor locker. This will make managing tangles so much easier. Now with a hard top and a one-piece windshield, the only access to the bow is through the side decks, which are asymmetrical. Now even though the port side deck is a little narrower than starboard, you can see it's still easy to navigate to the bow. Port's a bit narrower to give you more room in the salon, but on starboard side, where you have a side door access to the helm, you've got a lot more room to move back and forth. The partially covered cockpit is reasonably spacious for an outboard powered boat. It can accommodate 6 or 7 guests thanks to an innovative rear bench seat. Now normally you'd have a bench that's located a fair ways away from the outboards, and that could create a fairly cramped cockpit, but not on the Jeanneau. Our rear bench slides fore and aft to give you lots of cockpit room when you need it, and room for the outboards to trim up when you don't. Jeanneau even provides safe propane tank storage out of the way under the starboard deck. Idling away from the dock, the twin 150 Yamahas are smooth and quiet. Mounted next to each other reduces some of their leverage on the bow, highlighting the benefits of the optional bow thruster. One thing about having a hardtop, sometimes you're glassed in. You don't have a lot of air, but in this boat, we've got a side door we can open up, got a side window that opens up, and we got 2 wonderful skylights that let a ton of fresh air in. I do like this helm, mostly because it's a perfect height for me to stand at. I've got great visibility out this big one-piece windshield. There's nothing blocking my view forward whatsoever. Now the A-pillars are a little bit big, but I can still see around them pretty easily. And even though this is a hardtop, I've got 360 degrees view no matter where I look. And I really like the sight lines on this boat. I especially love this sliding helm door. You can decide to close it if it's chilly and you don't want to let any air in, but I really, really like having it open. A little lock along the bottom to hold it open. It's great for communicating from boat to boat, and it just lets a nice little bit of air in. The helm seat has a flip-up bolster to accommodate sitting or standing, and when seated, there's a nice footrest for those extended cruises. There are 2 major benefits to outboard engines. One, you can get in really, really shallow, especially if you have to crawl over a little sandbar. And the other is it really extends your season. And up here in Midland on Georgian Bay, It gets pretty cold in the fall. With outboards, you don't have to winterize them as early as you would stern drives or inboards. So you have that shoulder season you can extend just a little bit longer than another boat.